All right, and the Monday Blitz has kicked off. My name is Dan Kamutua, and as obvious in the Monday morning, we usually discuss what happened over the weekend. We are going to give you an in-depth analysis of what happened. Manchester United registering a 3-2 win against team gani against Fulham. And also Arsenal, they are saying, you know, this is our season. Not forgetting here in Kenya, Shabana, what a controversial penalty that was given there. We're going to discuss much, rather, we are going to give you an in-depth details on what happened and in-depth analysis of what happened. I saw even Fred Arocho, mwenye tuko naye hapa kama kawaida, celebrating that goal. Atakuwa niambia why he was celebrating something that we might call impunity. But Arocho, apart from Shabana, apart from Manchester United, how was your weekend?
I had a lovely weekend, just straight from the coast. I had about 4 or 5 days of a trip to the coast. When I came back, I was quite rejuvenated.
Enjoyment?
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the fact that Manchester United is where, it's back where it belongs.
Washira, yesterday,
City wamenibo, but I think sahi nimezoea. Arsenal have carried the league now. Now I think tunafaa kwanza kwa. But otherwise I've had a fantastic weekend. Police is playing today, so I'm yet to see.
You're yet to see. Guys, as we start on United, they're saying in Carrick we trust. This is the man. 3 games, 3 wins.
Yes.
One against Arsenal, one against Manchester City, and yesterday against Fulham. What a match, Arocho.
Well, it was a lovely match, and Manchester United character was really tested in this match. They conceded the second goal minutes just before the 90th minute, and you could see the resilience that we normally used to see United having during Sir Alex Ferguson. I think what Carrick has done is just given the players the opportunity to express themselves freely in the pitch, and you can see the likes of Cunha, who initially looked like a mismatch at United, but currently you're seeing that he's slowly becoming an integral part of that attacking. The defense, yes, it was a bit shaky. Maguire and the team have not really gotten their act together, but I like the fact that he kept his faith. The problem at United has always been when coaches come in and a player blunders, you bring him out. Before another set of players get their group together, you've brought in another player. So football is an event, it's not a process. So you need to just give your players more playing time so that they can get that confidence. So once again, good job to Manchester United. I feel that they deserve playing the Champions League next season, and that is going to be proved in the next 6 matches to come. And
you look at the Carrick and how he has been performing as the head coach of Manchester United, or rather a caretaker coach who is just the interim coach. Look at back in 2021, 3 matches, he won 2, one against Chelsea, or rather one against Arsenal and the other against Villarreal in the UEFA Champions League. Back then, United playing the Champions League. They drew against Chelsea in a 1-1 draw. That was on 28th of November 2021. And now in the second spell, as I said earlier, they have already bagged 3 wins out of 3 that he has been as the head coach of Manchester United. Annette?
I think the players were really sabotaging Amorim. If you look at how Manchester United is playing now, and how they're playing under Carrick, there's a totally different side, even in terms of confidence, in terms of gameplay, in terms of Cunha and Buemo. Look at how they're playing now compared to how they played under Amorim. Like, I understand there's a system change. Also right now, if you look at Carrick's, what is it called? His structure. It is hinged on 4 players. Casemiro, Martinez in the defense with Maguire, and Bruno Fernandes. That's the spine of his team. And if you look at also the young Kobe Mino and how he's playing and his influence on the field, Carrick amekuja tu aka-streamline the team to how it's supposed to play. But other than that, I think after seeing the type of confidence in that team, I think the players had a big issue with Amorim, because right now the quality on display on the field is totally different from what was there last season, even when he was there as an interim coach. And not only him, all the interim coaches that have been there, you've always seen some sort of difference even in the type of play. When he was there as the interim, he won 2 matches, yes? It's the same with the other boss, the one who stepped in after Ole Gunnar left. Forgotten his name.
Ratcliffe?
Yes, not Ratcliffe. Imepita, nitakumbuka. every time there's an interim coach after a bad spell at United, there's a change in the mood at camp.
I think it's Van Nistelrooy.
Yes, Van Nistelrooy. He won 2 matches, actually, immediately after the coach left. So I think there's something wrong. Either there's something wrong at United camp, there's something wrong there, because what we're seeing with Carrick is totally different from what we saw at Amorim's era.
Roger doesn't agree with
No, me, I'm shaking my head because I'm wondering what Annette is saying. But coming back to the system or the play that United is currently having, I think it's just the coach has given them freedom to play. Football being a team sport, when you have freedom, at times you express yourself well. I think the Amorims of this world, the Van Nistelrooys of this world, or the coaches that have failed at United have come with some sort of a straight jacket,
yes,
trying to
fit them.
let the players fit in that straight jacket. But when you leave these players to play, look at, for example, Maguire at that defense. Maguire yesterday had 2-3 marvelous clearance in the entire 90 minutes. This is the same Maguire that at the beginning of the season was just about to be dropped at Manchester United. So basically, you have to give your players confidence. And you know, people forget that players play, at times, players play for coaches. When you feel that a coach doesn't have confidence in you, at times it disorients you and you lose confidence. I'll say it once again on this show. Football, 70% is mental.
Yes.
What you kick is just 30%.
Yeah.
But when you're mentally prepared, then everything works your way. So this is what is happening at United. There's no magic, and that's why I'm differing.
That's why I've said sabotage, because
I don't think a player can walk into a pitch to sabotage a coach.
I think it can happen.
What I think a player can do is a player cannot play
100%
because he feels that the coach is frustrating him.
I was listening to Martinez interview the Sky, and he said Carrick is giving them a reason why they should give him 100%.
Results. Yes. You see, Martinez got an injury. In fact, the better part of last season or even this season, he's not been playing.
Yes.
So for me, Martinez might not be a very good kind of a yardstick. Yes. If you ask me...
Look at Casemiro, actually.
For me, I want to talk about Casemiro. Casemiro is aged, but Casemiro is doing marvelous when he's given time to operate.
Yes.
Harry Maguire the same. Look at the new goalkeeper at United.
Lamens.
I still don't have confidence in him because he's just full of guesswork. But he's performing. Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yes.
So at United at the moment, it's just that freedom.
Yeah.
And you want you want to disregard what the other coach was trying to say.
Yeah.
A quick one, because we need to move on and check on what is happening on the other side. Arsenal, this is their season. After what happened yesterday, 2-2 draw, Man City versus Tottenham, 2-2.
I think I should come first before she comes, because she needs to respond to my sentiments.
Yes.
Arsenal is not going to win the league because Arsenal is good.
They're going to win the league because
Arsenal is going to win the league because Man City is awful. There's no competition. I've said it enough times on this show.
Yes.
There's no competition. Look at the fact that Aston Villa can afford to pick a draw at this point in time. Oh, they were beaten.
By Brentford 1-8.
At this point in time.
Yeah.
Look at Man City. Man City is just a team that is giving Arsenal the league on a silver platter. In fact, if you're not that Manchester United had lost enough points.
If you had signed Carrick earlier.
Let me tell you, Manchester United could have been a contender. This league. Imagine after Manchester, in the performance Manchester had at the beginning of the season. Look at the Chelseas of this world. You know, at times I wonder why do we even have teams like Chelsea in this league.
Let me add. I think with Arsenal, the thing that is going to help them is consistency. That's it. Man City are lucky.
What do you mean consistency? They couldn't crack the mighty Manchester United. That's not consistency.
Manchester United is a big team.
United squad.
Manchester United is a big team.
Today she's accepting.
Now you're accepting that
No. Manchester United beat us fair and square, and they've beaten us severally at the beginning of the season.
Shake my hand.
No.
Shake.
At the beginning.
No.
Shake my hand. The fact that you accepted that.
Man is a big team. Man is a big team. Man has never been a small team.
No, shake my hand.
Sema.
Don't you see?
At the beginning
this is the problem I have with fans.
Manu has always been a big team.
Who?
At no point have I ever said.
Aye.
They had
"This is
one
a
of the
small
worst.
team."
Is she the same
Last
lady?
season.
Man City, we
Wait,
were a big team last season.
Are you the same lady who was sitting here with Mutiso? In fact, Mutiso has disappeared. Look
Ever
at
since we
Do
be,
you see Mutiso?
Simone, hata
You
sijui
cannot
wapi.
see Mutiso because Mutiso was talking of, he had very big words for Gyökeres. Gyökeres has scored 1 goal. Surely, guys.
Look,
Alan, who is the producer, need to tell us where Mutiso is.
Mutiso is avoiding
let's
this
talk
show
about-
because of me.
Let's talk about Man City and Arsenal. I think Man City, we're not strong mentally. If you look at how we played yesterday.
You're not strong?
Mentally.
Thank you.
The whole team was dependent on Gehi. Gehi ndio alitusaidia tungechapwa 5. And Gehi is a transfer that has happened in summer. And if you know Pep does not rely on signings. In fact, if you're a signing, you'll play, utaingia 70, ucheze mpaka 90. Look at the likes of Kina Mamush. Mamush came last summer.
Last year, January?
Yeah, last summer. He played 10 minutes, 20 minutes. This season, we've signed 2 players, Semenyo and Gehi. They've played 90 minutes for all the games they've played.
So how do we come in?
That's what
No. How
the
do we
reason
come
why
in?
they were signed
So let me
is to feel
finish.
that.
No,
Let me
you know,
finish.
you're saying as if inatuhusu sisi. These are the rest of the teams.
Tete.
Simi
How do we
naongelea
come in?
City.
Malizia.
I'm just saying that this season we could have competed. Arsenal didn't. Arsenal, I think they didn't get points in 3 games. The gap would have narrowed to 1 point kitambo in January. So for now, Aki, msitutegemee Arsenal imeshinda.
wako na bahati sana Manu wameamka late. Anyway, Arsenal, they are leading on the table. Second place is Manchester City.
But Manu hamchezi any other league.
No,
doesn't
those are the
matter.
excuses.
No,
That's what I
look,
wanted to
It
say.
doesn't matter.
So
Now, these are
Man
the
City has been playing.
remember, this was the season for you to carry the league because you're not playing anywhere else.
Kuna some match day 24 results there. Liverpool won 4-1 against Newcastle. And you can even see this: Bournemouth 2-0 against Wolverhampton. Brighton 1-1 Everton. Chelsea coming from 2 goals down to beat West Ham 3-2 in a London derby. Leeds versus Arsenal 4-0. Manchester United, the mighty United, winning at 3-2 against Fulham. Nottingham Forest 1-1 against Crystal Palace. And then Aston Villa losing 1-0 against Brentford.
I was not
And then
surprised.
Aston Villa is one of the teams that we've been saying, ni kama hawa wanaweza
No.
shinda. They might be the
No.
Leicester City.
Nobody has said
I don't want
that.
even to talk about Aston
Nobody
Villa.
said Aston Villa would win the league.
I don't want to talk about
Nobody.
Aston Villa. These are the teams that have really messed up this league. But I was not surprised that Arsenal won against Leeds.
Yes.
The last 6 matches, Leeds have lost, have not won out of the last 6 matches before this match. They've conceded a total of 20 goals against 5. So
Yes.
for me, Leeds was just another team
Yeah.
that appeared and disappeared after 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, people don't know that Arsenal beat Leeds 5-0 in the first leg. So I don't know what they
So
were.
yeah, why were we even surprised?
All right, moving on to our league here. There's the SportPesa League, the Football Kenya Federation Premier League here in the country. Gor Mahia registered a 3-0 victory against Sofapaka. And then on the other side, yesterday we saw Bandari being beaten 1-0 by Shabana in a so controversial goal, controversial penalty that was given. If kama tuweke hiyo penalty tuweze kuona Arocho, Shabana.
Why do we call it
No, I'm saying it's controversial.
No,
It was not
guys.
Shabana.
Okay. Let's not
You know,
call it controversial.
Let's not call
Just a
it
minute.
It's not controversial.
Just a minute.
It's not controversial.
Just a minute.
It's a referee's mistake.
Kidogo ama tunyolewe.
No.
Sawa. Was it a penalty?
It was not a penalty.
Should it be have been awarded?
No, it should not have been
Okay.
awarded.
Was
no,
it
no,
a
no,
penalty?
Let me explain.
No, mine alafu narudi.
you can't
Narudi
just
we
ask
explain.
me
Narudi.
an isolated
Wacha
question.
amalize.
Narudi.
Wacha nimalize.
Wacha
No, was it a
amalize.
penalty?
It was not a penalty.
Where was it awarded?
I mean, we don't have VR in this.
No, it's not about VR,
you.
guys. No,
Guys.
let's get serious.
Okay, jitetee sasa.
Miss Jitetei, I'm just saying
Tetea
the truth.
Shabana.
You know, guys, I've seen several people, even people I regard so highly as far as football is concerned, talking about this incident. Paka na changa. Guys, the referee has 3 seconds to make a decision. You know, me and you, we have
And no camera angles.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
The referee has 3 seconds. In fact, if you look at this incident, the referee's view was blurred.
Yes.
There were players in front of him. I'm not trying to justify his mistake because first and foremost, I've said it's not supposed to be a penalty. But guys, we cannot crucify a referee for one mistake. And this mistake, I can hear guys making a lot of noise. But what I can say is this, guys. Look at his angle. I also want to see what the first assistant indicated. Because we are not seeing that. in the view that we are being given. But when you look at it from the front view, is when you realize that this is not a penalty. But the referee was behind. Though I'm saying that he needs to be reprimanded as a referee. Because as a referee, you need to be in the view of that ball. He could not view the ball. So he should be reprimanded. But as a human being, he makes mistakes. And this is not the first mistake that has been made in this league.
That's why, guys, I'm saying, if it's one mistake that is happening every weekend, we shouldn't entertain it. Call it.
No, but I've called it. Hata ukiangalia kwa Facebook yangu, I said this is not a penalty.
This is the angle.
But now you see, me and you.
You know he's in the perfect angle.
You see
Where's the referee there?
He's behind the action.
That's why he can't enter the box. Can he enter the box?
We'll get it
but
better.
But in a position.
Wait.
Danko will get it better. Just wait. As we move on, you'll get the better. And it will be on a slow motion because I've seen this clip. The point I'm trying to say, guys, the Bandari players were justified to go and protest. But now see, from this angle, you can see that it's not a penalty. Because we are having his chest. Look at where the referee is.
He's in a wrong position.
Where else would you say?
From my football experience and from the football knowledge that I have, if tungekuwa na kitu ya kuchora ningekuchorea. But for example, kama ni hapa, the referee anafaa kuwa hapa juu, not on the side. If ball yoyote iko kwa.
But sawa.
But referee
it is a mistake that happens, and it was a matter of seconds. In fact, you slash seconds into 3 or 4. Guys, we've seen worse incidences. We saw during the World Cup, a goal went in. England scored a lovely goal. The referee did not pick it. The goal was not allowed. And yet...
Annette was a toddler back then, 2010.
Now, look at let me give you a famous goal before the invention of VR. Look at Hand of God by Maradona.
Yes.
Guys. I've just said, that's what I'm saying. If you want proper refereeing, invest in VR. You cannot rely on a referee to give you the right decision.
We should be entertained.
And that's why the English
officiating.
And that's why the English Premier League constantly renovates.
See, look at that view.
That's
the referee was behind action.
Yes,
But guys, we have to embrace more technology.
That was a mistake.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to invest in your league, invest in technology. And that's why the English Premier League say tunaenda offside technology, tukona goal line technology, kuna VAR, the replays. Siku hizi VAR inaonyeshwa kwa stadium. It's not just
even the referee communicates with the fans.
Yeah, it's
so
just if you want to be at the same level as your English Premier League, let's not invest.
Arocho, look at the camera. Tell the referee he did wrong.
He did wrong. I've done that on my Facebook. I did that yesterday. But that doesn't stop the fact that I'm a Shabana fan. We got our 3 points. You know, my problem is wengine are getting points dubiously.
Yes.
But what wongei? I saw it in another chat yesterday. I almost took guys on. Because I have seen goalkeepers picking ball from the air, anawekea strike, anafunga. Nobody talks.
Hatunapiga kelele.
No. I'm talking about the forum that I was in. But it's like... But now, Shabana did not... Hakujipatia pena.
We need to do something, guys. We are killing the beautiful game. Let's listen to what coaches said.
At some point labda ndakuja kupoteza mchezo, lakini sio kwa decision ambayo haikuwa sawa, kwa sababu ni wazi mchezaji wangu hakunao kwenye box na referee hakuwa na clear view. Kwa nini sijui aliamua kupeana penalty na imebadilisha matokeo na imebadilisha pia jadwali. So naweza sema kwamba maybe wamekuwa lucky that pia kwa football hiyo kitu happen, mnakuwa lucky, mnapata chance yenu moja, mnaitumia.
Kwa season imekuwa mechi ngumu. Tactically ukiangalia Bandari wali walipata right, walitunyima zile spaces za kucheza ball. Wamekuwa hard kwetu. So naweza sema kongole kwa Malala na timu yake. Wamekuwa na that good fight na wametupatia very tough.
Interesting words.
I like what Bandari coach has said.
Yes.
In fact, I was with him in Mombasa when they played Police, the last match before this. And I asked him, what does it mean for you to go back to Kisii where you are coach? He told me that is just another match like any other match. But coming back to the way he spoke as a coach. He said that the referee's view was blurred.
Yeah.
He said that they were lucky they've won. You understand? You don't, a coach can bring chaos. He can bring chaos in the pitch.
Yes.
Because the moment they start saying, no, wanapewa, you know.
We
Like-
saw what
like
happened with the
SportPesa.
Sligo team. When the
That
coach,
cannot happen. And I like the way he's been professional.
you-
Quite composed.
do you think Matano could have done the same? Or
Yeah, Matano,
uko sure
I think people are...
angesumbua?
Matano is a very experienced coach. The only thing is, Matano Nika, he's like, I'm trying to compare him to an England coach. He's like Pep Guardiola, I won't lie to you. Najua ubaya fans, si tunatakanga kuambiwa no. Like when KCB conceded that, I think you listened to the post-match interview after KCB conceded a very bad goalkeeping goal.
The goalkeeper.
And he just went
Has he
out.
ever been featured again?
No, I think he was...
No, he played. He played.
He was removed, then came back in the
Then
second leg.
came back, yes.
Yeah. So
But
he
you know,
just
we
said
are,
that.
the country has a problem with two departments. One in goalkeeping, very few goalkeepers in Kenya.
The other one in
and two,
officiating.
strikers. We have very, very blunt strikers in Kenya. So those are very two key points that need to be addressed.
Gor Mahia registering a 3-0 against Sofapaka. It's been a while since Sofapaka.
Kwanza
Gor Mahia-
nani, Ezekiel Akwana was he fired? What happened to him? He was
No, to watch
stepped down.
sugarcoat.
Tutaingilia
No, wait,
tutaingia
wait,
coach.
wait, wait,
Acha
guys.
amalize, acha
We
amalize.
should not sugarcoat. Shida ya Sofapaka ni njaa.
Hawana pesa.
Ni njaa, guys. You know,
Arocho, what is happening?
food can really change a lot. Enda watu wamepigwa na ubao vizuri, uamwage tu maji kwa mdomo, you'll see the eye, macho zao zina blink. What am I trying to say? There's very big problem of finance in that team. So you cannot blame Akwana with a team that labda tijakula lunch. Bana wachendi bana.
And
So
then
they were beaten because walikuwa njaa.
Wana njaa.
I think also if you look at it, one thing that I would like to highlight is Franco Thiambo is back from, is it his Swedish spell?
Yeah.
And he scored a goal in his debut. So that was nice to see.
That's the goal.
Yeah, but other than that, Sofapaka, people don't know. Sofapaka imesign totally different players. We have new players. Clifton Miheso has been out for 6 months and is wearing the captain's armband. So what do you think is happening in a team?
Yeah,
like
but
that?
we should not take it away from Gor Mahia.
Yeah, Gor
You know, what I like about Gor Mahia, they know how to bounce back. Gor Mahia have gone through very bad moments. They lost against AP Bomet. They had a very disastrous first half against Muranga Seal. They recovered. They had another disastrous match against Bidco. They recovered. So, you know, a team is described on the way you respond when there's issues.
And then also, they were awarded the 1 point, the draw.
Hiyo mimi inakataa. I've never had where...
Na zile point ndio nilikuwa nikuja hapo.
And that's what I'm saying.
Points.
Because you see right now, hata nilisikia the Ambani brothers complaining that who made this decision, imetoka wapi? Because what has happened is, no, there's a gap. The gap has started opening up between FC Leopards and Gor Mahia. So I think it was a terrible decision. I mean, if a match is abandoned and the same happened with Ulinzi. They gave the verdicts at the same time.
Yeah.
Personally, I feel...
Arocho, before kuje, kama tutakuwa nasikiza coach wanasemaje, alafu utufungie with that segment. Tusikize coach.
Thank you.
Played today's game at ease. All the things that we wanted to do, we did it in the first half. We were a bit superior than the opponent. What was not too good is what we did in the second half. We created a lot of chances, and we must be ambitious, you know, in terms of, you've scored 3, it doesn't matter. If you get the next 3, you have to score. That was the only thing, but I think we can only be proud of the boys.
Wachezaji kuweza kujituma vizuri, ukiangalia kuanzia mchezo uanze mpaka mwisho tumekuwa somehow wazito, hakukuwa na ile cohesion leo. So niko sure kama next game tutawork on that, tukuje poa, but leo kusema kweli leo hatujacheza vizuri. Ndio tumepoteza, but hatujacheza vizuri, tumecheza vibaya sana leo. Kwanza kama hatuna mpira, tulikuwa hatuwezi fikia wachezaji wa Gor Mahia, alafu pia communication yetu pia katikati ilikuwa imepotea kiasi. Tuanza vibaya, wakaweza kutunga bao 3, wakaturudi kipindi cha pili, tukageuza system of play, tukaweza kuwa manage kidogo. Vile tulianza manage kidogo tena tukarudi down. Tena nika adjust tena, ndio tukakuwa na mastrika wawili, at least tuanze kupump tupate kitu.
Right, Akwana there, he's saying, no, we lost communication on the midfield. And then Arocho is saying, no, hii team iko na njaa bana. Walifungwa
It is the truth. The problem with me is that I will tell you the truth. And I don't fear national TV. The problem at Sofapaka, hakuna senti. These are players who have not been played to close to 1 year. What do you expect from them, guys?
See, they
Where are they playing?
See, FIFA says if you're not
Unajua
paid for 6 months
nyinyi
or
mnaongea hapa mkiwa kwa hii inaitwa nini?
Kakuri.
Ivory Tower. Mnaongea on the ground,
like-
things are different.
There's this boy actually. He's currently playing in Egypt, Baron Ochieng. Baron Ochieng stayed in Sofapaka for 6 months without getting paid. That triggered his release. And that's why he went to Egypt for free.
Ndio hiyo nawaambia, nyinyi mmeka kwa Ivory Tower.
Sir.
The problem with Kenyan football is that they're very scarce resources. So these players are playing at Sofapaka to make sure that for them is a stage for them to sell themselves.
Stepping stone.
But ukweli wa mambo ni kwamba hakuna
Kunoma. Anyway, speaking
You're
of
talking
Nikunoma,
about the points actually.
kuna game nyingine ilichezwa.
point nimekataa. No, let me talk.
Ile about the points.
I think somebody made a mistake. You know, these people are forming a very bad precedence. Because ukianza kusema when people,
When they fight.
there's a chaos, we give 1 point each. We'll be having chaos daily.
Ndio.
The moment I see I'm losing, I'll bring chaos because I know there must be a reason why that match was abandoned. And whoever is capable should lose those points. Period. Yes, hakuna story ingine bana.
So the 3 points za Gor
No, what-
Mimi,
What has happened is, wherever the match ended, the scores remain like that.
they should pick, for me, they should pick, if they found that they couldn't get the culprit, then pick it from the 61st minute when the game was ended
And continue.
and finish the match. But you cannot award points, yet the match had not ended. Football is played for 90 minutes. So when you award points in a match that did not end, what are you saying? You will encourage teams za mtaa ziwe zikileta chaos, then
wanapata 1 point.
This is anarchy, tuna promote.
But the home team need to make sure everything is
Hapo sawa.
smooth.
Hapo sawa, you are very right.
And also they've taken too long to make that decision.
That is what I'm saying. Because this leagues and
happen-
competition,
Yeah.
all they need to do is get up the referee's report and the match conference report and make a verdict.
Yeah.
They ought to have made this verdict before Christmas.
Yeah.
This match was played on the 21st of December. When is today? Now, you know,
February.
they say justice delayed is justice angoa denied.
Denied. Okay, a quick one. Gor Mahia already on top of the table. FC Leopard, there's kuna time tuliona yenyewe this might be their season. There's no way. Ni kama imeenda. Ama ni mapema.
I think
Looking at the history and how Gor Mahia usually reacts when they are on that they are on top of that table.
I don't think so. I think it's still very early. The next big decider of whether Gor Mahia or AFC Leopard is going to carry the league is the Mashemeji Derby that will be played at the end of the season. I think if FC and Gor Mahia are able to go the long way, because the difference between AFC and Gor Mahia was that undenied, that point from Nairobi United. So I think either AFC Leopards have a game in hand, they've not played one match, and having not played that one match, Gor Mahia have gone 4 points clear. So I don't think there's a big difference. Right now, in reality, if FC Leopards win their match, the difference will be just 1 point. So bado tuko na a long way to go.
Okay, I like the fact that she's brought in the Mashemeji Derby. Guys, that derby should be played today.
At the end
Because
of the season.
the reason why I'm saying so, Nyayo itafungwa, ready for AFCON.
Yes.
Kasarani itafungwa, ready for AFCON. Where will you play the derby?
Si watenda Machakos.
Machakos.
Si wanaendanga Machakos.
As
Ama waende Homa Bay.
But last time
Last time they played in Homa Bay.
As contentious as the league inaingia, the pressure will be high. Guys, I don't know, but the league, that match should be played kabla hizi uwanja zifungwe officially. So that, you know, these are the pitches that can handle such a magnitude.
Yes.
And that's such pressure. If somebody is listening to me, Gor Mahia versus FC Leopards, yes, it ought to be played towards the end of the season. But because of reasons beyond our own capability, let's play this match now. So that we are done. Now, if a big match can only be played at Nyayo
they get their gate collection.
But ukipeleka Machakos, ama ukipeleka Homa Bay.
ama Gusii basi.
Guys, Gusii ni Santona. The only team that plays at home is Shabana.
All right. There's a lot of banter going on on the social media. Our national team, our futsal national team, went to Namibia, they were beaten. Came to Kenya, they were beaten. And a lot of people were questioning on how that team was reassembled. Were those the best players that Kenya can produce when it comes to futsal? Listen, let me ask my question.
I know you want to ask.
Were those the best players in a futsal arena that Kenya can produce?
Let me ask you a question. How do you think selection is done? Selection is done of leagues.
Thank you.
Selection of our national team for Chan was done of leagues.
So if, okay.
So that means, realistically in Kenya, we don't have a futsal league.
If you don't have a team, why should we take a team for competition?
That's what I'm saying.
We have a league.
Which league?
It's not functional.
We have a league.
Which league, Aroch?
Well, see, you've asked. Let me.
Okay.
Now, futsal has just started in Kenya.
Yes.
I think we are now doing the 2nd or 3rd year.
Yes.
We are starting from somewhere. It's not a fully fledged league,
yes,
but it's a league that
it's starting.
You understand? We must have somewhere to start. And for me, this is a very good start. Namibia have been playing futsal for so long.
Yeah, even
understand?
Duncan, you're on the pitch.
What could you punish?
If you look at how Namibia played and how Kenya played, mimi nilikuwa nafanana nao wachezaji because there are some things, the hand signals for the referees are very different from what we play in football. And if you've realized that squad selection was done mostly from Kenyan players who play in the Premier League. People who play 11 aside. Mark Shaban, that defender number 6, I've forgotten his name. Those two players.
My friend, goalkeeper Kevin Opio.
Yes, play in the Premier League. They don't play futsal. They didn't even understand the rules that were happening on the pitch.
That's why I was questioning.
And that's why I'm saying
that question.
That's what I'm saying.
Were those the best players that can play in a futsal arena?
How do you do selection if the league is 2-3 years old?
You can even scout.
They did how? Come under 13 yenyewe tuli scout in a few days.
Let's appreciate what we did. Unajua problem yetu sujichapa everywhere. In politics tunajichapa, in business. No. The little that we did, we lost yesterday against Namibia, but Namibia is not as
actually, for me, uchungu tu ni we would have won that game. We played very well in the first half.
That is it.
Played very well.
Take the positives.
Yeah, we played very well. In fact, in the first half, I think we were leading 6-5. I think also in futsal, what happens is there's a lot of strain. If you've not played that game for long, you don't know how to conserve energy. A lot of our players in the first 15 minutes, walikuwa nakimbia. And then the problem with small-sided games, the more you run, the more fatigue you have. So I think it's just 1, game management, 2, selection, and 3, once you have a league, but for a team that has never played together, they did a good job. Actually in the first half, yes.
Guys, we are embracing poor results.
Lakini selection ya yo keeper.
That was a poor performance.
Yo keeper lakini alikuwa panda.
That was a poor performance.
Keeper every time anashika bola na tupo huko. And it's a small-sided game. So weke ball.
Me, I didn't.
Kuki ukikuja unashikaje.
I didn't attend the match.
Okay.
I watched a clip on YouTube. But all said and done, guys, let's just pick it from wherever we lost. Let's appreciate our gains and move on.
It's a good start.
Fight kila wakati.
And plus, now that they've played the league, it's also a forerunner for investment. Sometimes you need something as big as a competition like this to bring in investment.
Yes, and bring attention.
Okay. And bring
We're now talking about it here on this sports show.
Yes.
It shows that all is well.
Yeah, nakam.
But we should not be impressing poor performance. Let us call poor performance poor.
Have you ever seen a futsal match that is being played in Kasarani? Sini ya kwanza.
Coach alisema nini Alan?
Sini ya kwanza.
Doi. Alafu there's something that ilinibo that we tuna maintain ball sana. And once the Namibian team wanapata that chance on one-on-one situation, they are going to beat that defender. We can't do that.
Mali hawa sio tushindia ni goalkeeping. Hakuwa na goalkeeper. There was no goalkeeping.
Our keeper was awful.
Awful, bad. Yani, he was not even a ball-playing goalkeeper. He could not handle pressure. You know, small-sided is pressure when the ball is on your feet. So every time anashika tu ball anarusha, and you had the match you saw. And that's where we were beaten.
Zilikuwa zinafika. Nikikurushia ifike, that's counted like a successful pass.
But if you do 30 of them and there's no goal.
But it's a successful pass.
And the worst part is, out of the 30 that is given, most of them were converted into Namibia chances.
Coach wanasemaje?
Playing AFCON qualifiers, it's commendable. They played very well against a very elite team that has played AFCON. So it is a very good learning curve for the boys, and I'm proud of what they've done.
Yeah. About Namibia, but in the second game we just have more information. You can study the game, the last game, and then these things are details, and who had more experience normally wins. Because in the determinate moments of the game, the experience appears, and then you score 1 goal, 2 goals, and then is set for Kenya team look for the result, because we have 4 goals from distance.
You know, losers usually says, we live to fight another day. For futsal, we live to fight another day. Our national women football team is preparing to face Tanzania, the Rising Starlets, guys.
I actually watched, is it last year they were playing one of the other qualifiers match?
We played Ethiopia?
Yeah, we played Ethiopia, but we beat them like 8. I remember, we beat them
squarely.
Severely. That's what we call a proper thrashing. But I think coming to Tanzania, Tanzania is a football powerhouse. Look at even the Tanzanian league, especially the women's league, Kina Yanga women, the women's league compared to what the Kenyan league now, it go just a step higher. So this will be a testing match. Tanzania is one of our biggest enemies in football. They have bigger leagues. If you look at our league, most of the people playing right now in the national team in the past 3 years, they're playing in Tanzania. In fact, there was a big exodus during COVID, up to 10 to 15 players left for Tanzania. So I think this will be a big match. The difference is that the under-17 team, I think it's under-17 or under-20?
This is under-20.
The under-20 team is the graduate of the 17 team that played in the World Cup. So they are mentally strong. So I think for them, this should be a good match to test if they are ready to go to the World Cup again, now with a different category.
Me, I'm not seeing problems. I'm seeing Kenya qualifying. As she said, we had a very strong side that played in the World Cup, the under-17. So they're just transiting now to the under-20. Though, I'll also echo her sentiments, Tanzania are very good, more so with the youth football.
Yes.
They have very elaborate structures in Tanzania compared to what we are having here. But I believe that our young ladies are going to perform well. Then the second match, I think the second leg will be played on Valentine's Day in Dar es Salaam. I hope that I'll be part of the Kenyan contingent.
Oh no,
what
is doing? I hope anajitengeneza vizuri.
Nataka kuingia kwa suitcase yake tuende.
Yaona anajitengeneza.
The Kenyan team that will be there during the Valentine's Day on the 14th, I think we'll be playing at Azam complex for the second leg. I believe that these ladies are going to perform well. I like the kind of structures currently at the ladies' game. Look at Cheche, the transition of Cheche, the lady who is currently the coach here. She's called Atieno, I think, if I'm not wrong. I like what is happening, that in the senior team.
It's the former, she's former Talanta FC.
The former Talanta coach.
Yes. Jacqueline Juma.
Jacqueline Juma sits in the, I think she's the assistant to Beldin in the senior team. Yeah. And then also Cheche is also there. Yeah. So basically the transition is quite smooth and even with the ladies. So if there's a player that is developing within the under-17, the transition to the under-20, and of course to the senior team, it is quite smooth. And so I like what I'm seeing there.
And then also just to echo, a big portion of this under-17 team came under the Talanta Hela program, the program that went around to Spain.
Yes.
And it's the same team. I think out of the 22 players that traveled to Spain, up to about 15 players were in the Talanta Hela program for about a year. And they traveled to Spain, they did competitions, finished even second abroad.
We are reaping from what the former CS did. Though I had issues with a lot of his decisions, but on this,
on women's football,
we are seeing the fruits. I still believe that Talanta Stadium ought not to have been built in Nairobi, if you ask. Talanta ought to have been built elsewhere so that we can disseminate the game.
Mombasa.
Outside Nairobi, why do we have 3 stadiums 10 kilometers apart?
Is the capital.
No, imagine during AFCON, all of those stadiums.
Now they are playing. Look at the
movement will be by running.
Personally, I feel that Raila Amolo Stadium, that is Talanta, ought to have been built elsewhere, so that we can also, the people in the countryside can also feel the impact of big matches. But that one is a story for another day. I believe that this team is going to excel. I was with these ladies in Dominica when they were playing in the World Cup, and I believe that this team has what it takes to push Kenyan lady football to the next level.
All right, Harambee Racing Starlets, they are preparing to face Tanzania on 7th of this month in a two-legged third round of 2026 FIFA World Cup under 20 qualifiers there. Now guys, tukitaja kuhusu Valentine, there's a big rugby event coming up, guys.
Kwanza imesha sell out. There are no tickets available.
Labda siyo nasema.
There are no tickets available.
Labda nasema one rugby series.
Sindio.
I'm talking about the HSBC Division 2. Tickets already sold out. Everything, and she's so excited for that.
I'm excited.
It's a big event.
I mean,
how will she split herself? She wants to be in Dar es Salaam with the ladies.
She wants to be in Kenya again at Nyayo Stadium.
See, I'll watch. You see, it's being played on 14th.
Which one do you want to? Which one do you want to watch?
Mimi nakupanga.
Which one? Do you want?
Listen. I'll go to Dar es Salaam, then come back for 15th, the finals.
Yes.
Oh, you can 15th is the finals. Tukiweza siku na ndege, sikimbi.
Mbona utembea? It's Valentine's Day.
Imagine, let me tell you guys, the best way to spend your Valentine. Make it a sporting Valentine.
Yes. Be where you enjoy.
Yeah, be where you
I'll be in Dar es
enjoy.
Salaam, God willing, because I enjoy watching ladies football. I'll travel with the team to go and make sure that I enjoy my Valentine.
I've been Nyayo, guys. Anyway, big rugby event coming up.
Yes.
For the first time. Second in the history of Africa, because South Africa have been hosting such kind of events. This time around in Nairobi, the capital of Kenya,
We are always prepared as a country.
Yes.
We did ourselves proud during CHAN. I believe that we are also going to do well. What I've liked about rugby is that somehow I'm not hearing noise. The lady at the helm currently, I can see she's tabled the ship.
Yeah.
Initially, there were a lot of kelele here and there.
Carrick.
So you can only thrive when there is peace. So once again, good job, and I believe that we'll host a marvelous event when it comes to rugby on the 14th.
The point is, tickets have already sold out. We've sold out Nyayo Stadium right now. So ni kwenda tu kujienjoy. And then it's important to mention that the boys team, the Shujas, got relegated from the first division. So for them, it's a point to prove. We want to be the best. We want to win at home. And also the ladies, unfortunately for the ladies, the second division was introduced when they were fighting for qualification of the first division. So they just missed it on a technicality. So for the women's team, this is going to be another opportunity to showcase. And for the women's team, there's no big team. Hizi team zote ziko division 2 tumewachapa, actually. All the teams in the division 2, the women's team have beaten them. So it's going to be, for me, I think it's going to be an easy run. The Shujas have played division 1, so division 2 will be, I think should be a walk in the park. And for the Lionesses, all these teams they're playing. They've beaten them because they played them in the, I don't know what they're called, qualifiers. Little qualifiers in rugby.
Little qualifiers, the same. Annette, because you're having a big interview coming up, your last segment, Arocho will be, tutakuwa na Arocho pia endelea na conversation. Because
I think I'm looking forward to the game for Police today. And I can't wait to see which position Manchester United will finish this season. I think that's a bone of contention.
No, I also need to say something about Mathare United. KCB beat Mathare. And in fact, that's why the coach is not here. You know, I'm wondering, when I beat teams...
Arocho, unaniangalia ni kama mimi ndio kamera yako Arocho.
And they scored fast, by the way.
Waambie kitu.
I was sitting next to him. By the time they were scoring, we were seated together. By the time he scored the second goal, he had disappeared. Coach, please, just come. We still need you.
Na Mutiso?
Mutiso is ready kwa hiyo.
After ameongelea mbaya kuhusu Man U.
All right, Annette, thank you. A big conversation coming up because you're going to be speaking, or rather, Rocho Head is going to be speaking with Willis Ojwang, who is the media team of Association of Gaming Operators in the Kenya, that is AGOG. Willis Ojwang atakuwa anazungumza na Rocho. They'll be discussing matters to do with responsible gaming in as an important conversation. Remember, wanasema unaekelea lakini unaekelea kama una have fun na kuekelea, si unaekelea uumie. Kwa hivyo Harocho and Willis Ojwang, they will be informing us what we should be what we should be doing when it comes to betting, what we should be doing when it comes to gambling, and also when it comes to matters gaming Kwa hivyo tutakuwa naichukua break kidogo hivi, alafu tunarudi Arocho endelee na kipindi. My name is Duncan Mutua. Thank you and keep the conversation of sports here at TV47. Our social media platform at TV47 Kenya on YouTube, TV47 Kenya on Facebook, and on my social media platform on Facebook at Duncan Mutua Askofu and Danko Askofu on Instagram. Have yourself a great week.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Ouma every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. Only on TV47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach. Only on TV47. Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend?
Pole. Hiyo ni salamu ya Mluya kabisa.
Tune in to Friday with Betty, the most exciting show on TV.
Betty, one tiaga. Betty, I don't know where this guy's going.
From the latest news and trends to unforgettable moments.
I mean, you know,
Friday with Betty is your go-to show for a fabulous Friday night.
Theological, meteorologist, what is that word, Willis?
Tune in this and every Friday at 9 p.m. and let's make your Fridays unforgettable. Only on TV47.
This is Kenya's #1 talk show, Dr. Ferike tonight. My name is the Eagle himself. Dr. Ferike is my name.
We are flipping the script, but guess what? Or should I say, guess who is taking over tonight's show?
Anyway, furahia umekaa na kasipuni. CP unit ni
Punet. So you guys knew about
Piga.
Sawa basi. Nasema, that gave you the whole time.
I don't want to go back to brokenness.
Never.
I just love the high life. Siwezi taka kuimagine ati nimesota.
You'll have to watch to find out. Tune in every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. Enjoy uninterrupted live streaming of your favorite programs on TV47 and Radio 47 on the go with our new mobile-friendly website. Experience the future of broadcasting. Visit www.tv47.digital or scan this QR code and stream your way to endless news and entertainment. Welcome to the home of untold stories.
Next time you need fresh lemon juice, microwave a lemon for 7 to 10 seconds. Then roll the lemon back and forth under your palm on the counter. When you squeeze, You'll get more juice from the lemon with way less effort.
Start your day with Relationship Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Ann Odida. Dive deep into the dynamics of love, friendship, and family as we explore the stories that shape our connections. Then satisfy your appetite with Tasty Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. where Anne serves up delicious recipes, cooking tips, and the latest food trends to inspire your next meal. Relationship Wednesday and Tasty Wednesday every Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Morning Cafe.
Your nose alone won't always tell you if your eggs have gone bad. To find out, gently place uncooked eggs in a bowl of cold water. If an egg sinks to the bottom, it's A-OK. If it floats, it's seen better days.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Omer every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. only on TV 47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV 47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach only on TV 47.
Welcome back, viewers, to the second part of Monday Blitz. And as earlier stated, we are having a guest on the show. Welcome, Willis, to the show. Willis is from Association of Gaming Operators Kenya. This basically is the regulator, if I refer them to that. But for us to know more, I'd like to have the first question. Willis, tell us more about AGOC. We've just been hearing. Unpack and tell us so that we can understand what AGOC is all about.
So, asante sana, Papa Rocho, for having me. My name is Willis Ojwang. The other hat I wear is AGOC. So, I'm part of the media steering committee. AGOC basically is that umbrella body where all the operators belong. So operators, for our viewers, basically mean the betting companies. Not just betting, but it's online gaming. Not just online alone, but also at wale wenye wako land-based. Unajua gaming, of course, iko a long history. Kuna wale wenye wako kwa mtandao, but kuna wale you walk into their premises and you're able to place your bets and all. So AGOC is the umbrella body, and it may encompass all these operators and just pull them together so that together they're able to steer the industry and the general direction that even the regulator, who is the gambling regulatory authority, means, and also is just able to move our agenda forward. So hiyo ndio ile familia kubwa where all these operators belong, and it's the association that is able to drive the vision, even the mandate, in terms of part of the responsibilities that all the gamers should be having.
Well, thank you for helping us understand, because initially many thought that AGOC was the regulator.
Yeah.
But now you've told us that AGOC brings together the various players in the industry. We've been talking about responsible gaming. Why should this be a conversation for the nation?
Okay. I think responsible gaming it's not long overdue. It's something that has been there with us. The only thing is, AGOC is now coming front in terms of to champion this message, and is able to lead all the regulators towards the desired direction. So responsible gaming is, ukiangalia, acha nitumie lugha mta, betting. So betting has always been there for years and years and years. But now it's now being embraced a lot more in Kenya in the past 10 or so years. But then why we say responsible is people need to do it in a responsible way. People need to do it in a controlled manner. That's why AGOC pia imekuwa ikirun campaign inajiita chukua control. So it's just to enlighten the consumers, it's to enlighten the customers, to just give them a guide in terms of what are the do's and the don'ts when it comes to gaming. Just like any other industry that have that messaging about doing things responsibly. It's the same way now AGOC is now leading its members to just preach this gospel, basically to enlighten wale consumers wow. And they are in hundreds and hundreds of thousands of them, and they do it anyway. So we are telling them that don't, while the other messaging would be construed to mean stop doing it, we're telling them that yes, while you can not stop doing it, but you can do it in a responsible way. So basically a number of measures that have been put across the industry, and AGOC has been very categorical. It's just bringing its members. The beauty of AGOC is ikona wale registered members. So whenever we see some misleading messages, some people that do it irresponsibly, then probably those are members who do not fall within the entire umbrella of AGOC.
So there are certain gaming industries that are not within the organization. So for us to understand, tell us currently the members are within AGOC.
So the members within AGOC wako wengi. Actually, we are about 50 of the members.
Wow.
Yeah, so all the, I don't want to say the big ones, but all the major ones that we would, if we asked our stakeholders or even our viewers today, the ones that they can mention from your Betika, SportPesa, tuko na Mozart Bet, tuko na ODibet, tuko na Shabiki, and tuko na the land-based casinos and all that. So wako wengi sana. So there are 50 in number. We can head to our website, we can see them. But basically, the major industry players, all of them are able to become members, fully, not just registered, but fully participating members of the association. So that's why through the members, they're able to champion a number of strategies, also by the regulator or even by the gamers and the online gaming companies themselves have put in place to ensure that our customers are actually responsible. And the message has been chukua control. Chukua control basically telling us that you can actually set your limits. You can be in charge of how much of gaming activity or how much of betting do you actually indulge in. And si usema, it's actually an entertainment. It needs to be done, it needs to be viewed and embraced as entertainment and not a full-time job. Where someone ameamka kazi yake tu ni betting. No. It's telling them that you need to take control, be able to set limits, be able to just take charge in terms of how much do you indulge, how much do you not go overboard while still maintaining all your major businesses as well.
Now, talking about the regulators, I'd like to get to know the relationship you are having between you as an organization and the regulators. Why do I ask this? Just the other day, influencers were stopped from perhaps getting into gaming. What is your relationship with the regulator? And please shed some more light on how best the influencers can come back into the game.
Okay. So I think it's a very key concern that has hit our doorstep, and it's there's a beautiful work in progress that is being made. So breaking it down, so we have the Gaming Regulatory Authority, which was formerly the Betting Control and Licensing Board. So this is an arm of the government. So they're the ones who issue licenses. And we are very happy because they've been able to work closely with the members to ensure full compliance. So the Gaming Regulatory Authority issues licenses, and then there exists the association. So the association and the gaming, the GRA are able to work very closely in terms of just setting even the guidelines that members have to abide by. So it's a very cordial working relationship. However, the reason why AGOC is really coming out in the front line is because the the GRA does not put a bullet on the heads of operators that you have to belong to the association. However, they're just saying it is a plus and it is not mandatory, but it's a need to have and to belong to an association. So GRA and AGOC really work closely in terms of just monitoring the activities of their members. They have to, now association has to ensure that their members also just enlighten the customers and even their audiences in terms of what are the do's and the don'ts. Now, boiling down to the influencers, remember there was, I think, a directive in terms of advertising guidelines.
Yes.
It wasn't just influencers alone. There were guidelines that were put in place in terms of how can the operators just come in to also advertise their businesses. And it wasn't just influencers that were influenced, even mainstream TV, radio, some of the billboards. Nowadays you can't do static billboards. But just narrowing down to influencers, I remember some of these leading companies that I've mentioned had a number of influencers that were working together with them. And the decision was a bit controversial, so to speak, but we honored and we accepted it. However, we went back to the operators and even to the regulator, just to tell them that just like any other businesses, these are people who've been onboarded, and these are people who've been, some of them not on full-time, but even on part-time, are onboarded with the businesses, also just to advance their marketing campaigns. And influencers is not a new thing. It's basically just someone giving a referral and speaking on behalf of your business. So what we can assure is there's work in progress. The beauty is all the operators really had good working relationship with their influencers. So they also didn't feel dumped in a way. So we once in a while engage them, especially for events that do not necessarily push advertising. So just like any other business would say, an influencer, come to our event or so, because we want to advance some of these events. And the beauty is some of these events, Pia, they're the ones that are skewed to CSR. The gaming operators, I think I can proudly say, they lead the pack in terms of the corporates locally that invest a lot in social responsibility. So I think to our influencers, it's not, the train has not left the station. It's not all matters doom and gloom. But I think in the next set of guidelines, which will be released afterwards, we really hope that the operator and the regulator will give us some leeway, of course, to work with influencers and even to publish and to enhance the message of responsible gaming. So because we know there are influential people in the society, there are people who are following, and even matters preaching the gospel of responsible gaming.
Yes, that's what I was doing.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. Sorry to cut you short. I've been feeling that other than just talking about the individual brands, the influencers can also influence responsible gaming. And I don't know if the organization is thinking of perhaps bringing some influencers to even do your work. And the other question is, do you people, as an organization, go out there, perhaps in the market or in various towns to talk more? Because now this conversation we are having here, our viewers are getting to know what's happening. But I feel that you also need to go down there and interact on a one-on-one with the main guys down there.
Main guys, yeah. So it's work in progress. Remember, as the association, we had a roadmap. And our roadmap was very clear. We said we are going to go down to the grassroots and down to the customers to just elevate this message of responsible gaming. So what we did first, of course, we reached out to the mainstream media stations, running campaigns with them. That started sometime November, December of 2025. But the next phase of activities in terms of pushing the Chukua control messaging is going to go down, of course, through the influencers way. So we should be reaching out to some of the influencers to identify how can we use some of their platforms to also elevate this messaging. Whenever we have events, even the individual members, even the football matches and all, we have banners just pushing the responsible gaming messaging. And even while we do go to the mashinani, what we call mashinani, we should also be onboarding some of the people who have loyal following and who have a solid audience to just elevate this messaging through, be it roadshows, be it exhibitions, workshops and conferences, but also to the important people that doing even the tournaments. Remember, tournaments are big, even outside Nairobi. That's why you find your boda people, your mjengo people and all that when they come together. We also want to seed this messaging of responsible gaming. So it's a whole 360 degrees approach that we should be seeing its impact. And in the next couple of months, what was perceived as a menace that was coming out of betting, I think we steer clear on that as well.
Now, let's move on to giving back, because this is an industry that colossal amount of money is involved. I'd like you to tell us more about not the individual entities going for their CSR or giving back, but as an organization, are you in any way planning to have ventures where you go and give back as a team?
Yeah. So as an organization, of course, you said the individual members are doing big in terms of just growing the sports and even its development in the country across multiple disciplines, from football, rugby, volleyball, athletics, and all that. So the individual members are already doing big in terms of the impact, in terms of giving back and social responsibility. However, the association is not left behind. Whenever individual members go and do some CSR activities, the association is normally tagged along, and there's also an investment that they make towards ensuring that we give back to the society. So as an organization, yes, when we started the Chukua control campaign, in the lead up to that, I remember we had a CSR activity in South B. We were able to bring people together, communities that were in need and all that. We were able to support them. But apart from that, we were also just able to elevate that messaging and enlighten people in terms of taking control. So in terms of responsibility initiatives, yes, the association is also going to take a lead on that, apart from what the individual members are doing. And we really commend our members. They're really leading the way and ensuring that we actually give back. Apart from just being a requirement by the authority, they're also taking just individual steps to ensure that they invest a lot to the communities. And most of them, of course, are skewed to sports. But there are also other initiatives outside of sports, things such as water, education, agribusiness, entrepreneurship, health, which is really key. So there's a significant investment by both the association and even the individual members.
Chukua Control, I'd like you to tell me more about Chukua Control, because it touches me, it means a lot to me as a person when you talk to me and try to convince me on how I'm going to place my bet. And basically the positives that comes with me when I Chukua Control. Shed more light on this initiative.
So Chukua Control is literally like just the literal meaning, stay in the driver's seat. So it's only the driver that normally knows when to pedal, knows when to brakes and all. So Chukua Control to us, we've broken it down in a very simple way that is relatable to our consumers and our customers. Basically, we're telling them that number one, you need to view gaming and betting as an entertainment. Remember,
first and foremost, sorry, it should be an entertainment.
It should be an entertainment.
Okay.
It should
so
be
it should not be some sort of a way of me earning my life.
Income. Exactly.
An income.
Yes, yes. It shouldn't be a full-time job.
Okay.
Where you wake up to eat and you wake up and that's where you head to.
Okay.
So it needs to be viewed as an entertainment.
Okay.
Not viewed, but it is an entertainment.
Okay.
The same way people go to entertainment joints, no one wakes up and goes to the entertainment joints. If it's music or dance or even the other entertainment ventures, it doesn't need to be a full-time. Secondly, we are telling people know when to stop, know when to say no.
When to stop.
Yes, know when to say no. Basically, we know that yes, gambling is addictive and gaming is addictive.
Yes.
In terms of from the psychological point, there are many other addictive things, and we know gaming for sure is addictive. However, we are saying that you can still tame it. Yeah, you can tame it both as an individual, but you can also reach out to the individual operators to just assist you in terms of how to tame it. So know when to say no, know when to not just pause. We have self-exclusion mechanisms that any individual customer is able to embrace and is able to take control of themselves. We're also telling people don't chase your losses. Yeah, you've lost less.
Don't chase your losses.
Yes.
What you mean, if I'm getting you right, let's assume I've placed a bet of for example 200 shillings.
Yes.
In any case, I lose. I should not chase because I feel like I should regain.
Yeah.
What do you mean I should not chase?
Yeah, so it's from chasing your losses that addiction begins to take place and begins to get engraved in you. Remember again, gaming is a game of chances. There is no prediction. Just a few minutes ago, you were talking about results from both the EPL and even the SportPesa League. We're just telling people, do not chase your losses. So where, let's say, a bet, it's a game of chances, where one bet has gone a certain direction, and then acting out of anger or even acting out of frustration, you decide to chase it. We're saying that shouldn't be the case. It's never predicted. You never know what the outcome would come. There might be trends, yes, of a big team and a small team, but we've seen instances of where it's not normally predicted. It depends solely on the outcome.
Some sporting merit.
Yes, some sporting merit,
yes.
Exactly. So we're telling people it's never guaranteed, and no trend or no set of patterns can determine what the results are. So do not chase your losses. Secondly is we're telling people only bet when in the right state of mind, for instance.
What do you mean only bet? Is it in any way related to psychological issues? Because we've also heard of issues where it brings issues psychologically. No.
That's true. There are cases that it's brought out issues psychologically, but we're also telling people when you feel you're not in the right state of mind, that's not the time to go, let's say, placing your bets. So you could probably be unwell, you could probably be under the influence of A or B, or you could probably be frustrated.
Or even stressed.
Then you go end up investing your money, hoping for some quick returns. Someone could be in huge debt, for instance, and they resort to betting as the
So these are guys who should keep off placing bets.
Yes, ideally not keep off, but they need to tame themselves, determine whether they're in the right state of mind. And the beauty is people have friends, people have peers, people have loved ones that they can talk to about this. And in the individual companies, they have hotlines that operate 24 hours. And we've normally seen cases where people even place calls. And the moment the customer care people are trained to know when someone is not in the right shape of mind, they're able to guide them, they're able to advise them, and all that. Yeah. So the number of measures, including even self-exclusion. Someone is able to go into a website and then just say that I don't want to continue placing this, or even they delete their accounts whatsoever. So that's basically the chukua control. We're even telling people, even when you're at work, please stay off gaming. There's some work that demand your attention. They say you'll find a motorcyclist or something, and they have a customer, and that's the time they also want to place their bets. We're telling them that please stay off this until you are done with your business and you have a bit of free time, then you're able to place your bets and all. Yeah.
So basically, you're trying to encourage, if I'm getting you right, responsible betting, and you believe that betting should just be. Because personally, I believe betting should be, I should bet on what I have in excess. For example, I have some money, and I should not bet exactly, for example, on my rent.
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
So we normally say, and it's normally a very one solid, bold statement, only bet what you can afford to lose.
What you can afford to lose.
Yes. So no one can afford to lose their rent, for instance. If I'm staying somewhere and I want to bet on my rent, then clearly I can't afford to lose my rent because the next day I won't have shelter.
You'll be out of your house.
You'll be out of your house. So I can't afford to lose my rent.
Okay.
If it's in terms of if I'm a student and I have to pay school fees to take on my exams or even to attend classes, it means I can't afford to lose my school fees. So the message is clear, don't bet using your school fees. If, for instance, money that was meant for my meals, if I was to have lunch today, because I have to have energy to keep about my business. And then I can say I can't afford to bet on my lunch because I can't afford to lose it. So the message is clear, yes. Only bet what you can afford to lose. And we normally guide people in terms of financial planning. Of course, there are financial literacy sessions that even the individual operators have. And not just that, even whenever we have winners, because at the times when we have big winners.
Yeah, was my next question.
Yeah.
How do you have time with winners or to try and help them, give them some knowledge on how they're going to spend?
We have, especially most operators, the ones I was listing earlier, these ones normally have provisions for financial literacy sessions with the winners. But we're also cognizant of the fact that we can't really guide outright someone in terms of how to spend their money.
Yes.
There are unfortunate incidences where people have won, but all that money in millions have gone down the drain. But we also have very beautiful stories of people who've won and wamejijenga kimaisha. People who've impacted their communities, they're sponsoring people, they're doing a lot of responsible people. They've opened businesses and they're able to employ people. We also guide them on that. So in terms of financial literacy, that's also taking control in terms of what do you do with your wins. And we have banks and financial institutions that we're able to link our customers with whenever they have winnings or whenever someone feels that their financial planning is going off.
So you can go out of your way. Yes. Other than the literacy, you can even connect them with, as you've said, banking institutions.
Yes, banking institutions and even financial advisors and planners. So that happens, and that's the beauty that AGOC brings. Is because courtesy of AGOC, then they're also able to tame, not just tame, but they're also able to guide their individual members that, by the way, in terms of financial literacy and all, you're also able to guide your customers. You're able to have initiatives, you're able to have training sessions where you get to guide them in terms of what's the best financial planning. And just like you're saying, after probably you've budgeted for your income, monthly income or even weekly income, then you're able to say, okay, I have this much of allocation and I love team A or B, let me place a bet on them as a way of being entertained, and probably you could get something out of it. And we see winners week in, week out.
Okay. Well, I'd like you to, I don't know, this camera, I need you to give a message to Kenyans just before we wrap up. I think this is the camera. Talk to Kenyans and more so the guys who like placing their bets, and perhaps just give them an advice before we wind up.
So to all our viewers, thank you so much. To all the Kenyans, thank you, Sana. The message is loud and clear from AGOC, that is the Association of Gaming Operators of Kenya. We know people love sports. We know people are diehards of be it local teams or even the teams outside the country playing the EPL, UCL and all other leagues. So the message to us is clear. Betting needs to be fun. It needs to be interesting. It needs to be exciting. But we're also telling you that it's only you who is in the driver's seat. It's only you who can take control, take charge of how much you indulge, and do not go beyond the limits. The message has always been clear. Only bet on what you can afford to lose. So that's the Chukua Control messaging from AGOC. And you can always reach out to us on our social media pages, across Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram, plus even our website. In case you're facing any challenges, reach out to us. We'll be able to respond to you. Thank you so much.
Do you have any telephone numbers that perhaps, other than the social media, do we have how somebody who is just watching the show can communicate to you? Because at times we need that instant feedback.
So we have telephone numbers and they're broken down into two. We have telephone numbers that are active 24 hours with the operators, but should you also feel you want to reach out to the association, the number is 080 072 3770. Again, I'll say it, 080 072 3770. So yeah, you can reach out to us, but we normally say today the world has become a global village. Reach out to us on social media. If you don't have airtime and all, reach out to social media and we'll be able to respond to you in real time. Thank you so much.
There you've had it. Betting is fun. Betting should be fun. And as Willis has put it, we need to just make sure that we bet responsibly. Thank you once again, Willis, for your time and for the insight that you've given us. And for the viewer for watching Monday Blitz, we've had a very entertaining Monday Blitz today, from what happened in the league in Kenya, what happened in Europe, and of course, to crown it all, we had our guest from Association of Gaming Operators Kenya. Now, from me, Fred Arocho and the team, I can see Dan Ko and the Arsenal team and the guys who lost over the weekend wananiangalia. Enjoy your week.